we are here at ECCO, and all our students have been preparing their patterns and selecting their materials. Their design is finished.
We brought our materials and we brought all our patterns.
ECCO is offering us, for each group of the students, a real technician who knows everything in here, who can help them to develop their patterns into shoe parts, into a real shoe.
Today we got assigned a prototype maker, and he helped us through all the steps that are in a shoe.
It's nice that they can work together with their technicians very closely, because they have something in their mind, a design, but the technicians make the design more realistic.
For me, what I think is very fascinating by being here today is that the things that we have trying to imagine and try to make mock-ups on and trying to imagine how the fabric could be and all that, when you come here, you just make it.
I think to come into a factory situation, to see the machinery here, to see all these different types of people with the different roles that they have, people sitting in offices with computers, people working with amazing machines, to see all of that just gives them a breadth of context that they just wouldn't get otherwise.
It's really interesting to be here at ECCO today, to really see how they are making it.
It's very educational for them, because they will be pointed out on things which they didn't consider, and sometimes they will need to adapt their design.
To work with the shoe as an object as a designer has been very, very complicated, in my opinion, because you need to understand that there are many parts in a shoe.
Well, actually, the shoe as a topic makes it very relevant for all kinds of, for all the students, from fashion, textile, until industrial design and accessories, because these are all elements which you can find back in a shoe.
They're working in multidisciplinary groups. They're working in groups with where the people in the groups have different agendas, as it were. They have to find ways to actually come together and work together towards a goal that they have to agree on.
In my group there are 2 industrial designers, 1 textile designer, 1 accessory designers, and 2 from fashion.
A shoe is a kind of an architecture. It's like a structure which fits into industrial design, but it's also matter, it's also textile, it's also fashion.
It's never easy to work between many people, mostly if they come from different education than yours.
It was actually really nice to work with students from other parts, because they know stuff that I have no clue about.
I learned a lot about observing shoes in a different way, combining different materials, and working with textiles.
I think a lot of those issues about working in the teams, as the students are doing now, are very much reflected in what can happen in working life, and especially in large organizations or even in design companies.
We try to focus on 3 elements within the design brief. Like, first of all, the theme, which we've been chosen to choose Danish culture.
At the beginning, when we started our concept, we had this 5-minute task that we gave ourselves, so we just wrote on a piece of paper what is Danish to us.
The project that we are doing in our group is like we wanted to take a focus on the Danish tradition as we saw it. So we really wanted to look at the ocean and how we feel about all the seas that we have around us here in Denmark.
We worked a lot with the Danish humor, which I think also shows in, for example, the houses of Christiania, maybe this easygoing approach to life in a way.
I think Northern design is very clean. I think it's not messy at all. It's very smooth shapes and edges.
If you were to ask me what Scandinavian design was or Nordic design, I might think about natural materials. I would think about simplicity of form. I would think about truth and honesty to materials. Materials really important.
Material-wise, color-wise, there's a lot of this into this humble, simplistic direction.
I think it's about quality.
Scandinavian design, as I experience, nothing will pop out. Everything will be, maybe muted is too strong of a word, but nothing will go over the certain line.
there has to be a reason why we make this form. There has to be a reason why we do this. It's also a very Danish thing. We think that there is a meaning behind each stitch.
Danish design feels very calm, well made, but sometimes it feels like you just want to put something a bit crazier on it.
Long-lasting aesthetics. Can you say it's Danish maybe?
It's better for our world if we could keep our products for a longer life. So, and I think it's something which was already always in the DNA of Danish culture, Danish design.
If I have to relate anything to Danish culture as a design theme, I will say something like minimalism, neat and clear lines, smooth, but they actually connect together in a precise way, ergonomical, and very comfortable.
They really understood this to base it on the Nordic traditions, and to me, ECCO is that's what ECCO is all about.
We also really see ECCO as a Danish design brand with these simple lines and good handcraft.
The foundation of the whole company is built on the Nordic traditions, and it's so nice to see in the boards and everything. They really understood this.
One of the great things that this project shows is the benefits of industry working with colleges of design and with the students. I think it brings to the projects a whole level of energy and urgency.
Here you have much more constraints. You have a timeline that you need to follow and you need to be very strict about it.
Personally, I'm more into a project when I know it's going to be made a real prototype.
I think the fact that ECCO is doing this is really investing in so many young people who want to make footwear.
Inviting them in, I think it's quite a unique situation.
Working with ECCO, I think it's really interesting. There's a lot of things that I didn't even think about that come to the whole shoe experience and shoe life.
You know, students are learning on these projects, but everybody's learning.
It has been a great experience to work within an industry. It's very important for us as a student to work with companies, so we learn what we need to deliver, and that sometimes it's not important that you deliver what you like, but you need to deliver what you've been asked for.
For me, it's a huge plus to work with an already existing company because we stick more with reality.
I think also it helps the company, whether it's ECCO or another company, it helps that company find and discover new impulses that they might not otherwise have done.
It's nice that the company actually find it interesting to see what a student can do.
Organizations need designers, and they need designers not just designing products or services. They need design thinking and design behavior through all the layers of the organization to help the organizations be competitive. I think the students are learning on lots of different levels all at the same time through these projects. I mean, watching the students coming in today and seeing them experiencing their ideas and their patterns through the help of the people in the factory here or at Bredebro to actually start to become real and physical is exciting. I mean, it's exciting to watch and it's exciting for them.
First of all, I learned that there's so much more behind the shoe than I thought. And second of all, I really learned how important it is to be there all the way through the process.
I'm really starting to think about footwear design industry as a job afterwards.
If the students want to go into this business, I think it's an important part. They really feel dedication and really want it.